Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about Supabase. And yes, you hear me right, Supabase. So this will be my first official tutorial about Supabase and I hope that many will come in the future. But today we are going to talk about Supabase many-to-many relationship. And before we start, I just wanted to say that I will actually gradually work my way out to write all the code that I have currently that is using Firebase to actually change it to use Supabase as well. So I already create a folder which is called Supabase, and I already have one file out there which is currently available, and that is actually for the video that I did, which is for downloading a collection as CSV file. But I actually changed that file, modified that file in order to work for Supabase as well. So I uploaded this new code. It is over here. It is also available uh, in my page, so you can actually get it from there as well. And the video that I'm talking about is actually, let me just find the video. So the video that I'm talking about is actually this one, exporting Firebase collection to ACV file. But like I said, I changed the file so you can actually export the file using from a Supabase collection. So in my case, the collection is called viewers, and that's why it's viewers row. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments about this code. But I think this code is as simple as possible, and and actually, before you ask any questions, I made a video, and I wanted to say that because this is important. If I switch to my YouTube channel again, I have live sessions on my channel, and the latest live session of the time of the recording of this video is actually, I opened a new series called How It's Done, and it's actually about uh, issues that the user have, or they are writing in my Discord channel. So if you haven't joined my Discord channel yet, please do that, because you can actually request videos there or just post your issues regarding FlutterFlow. And I will be actually collecting them, and I will actually try to overcome the issues that you have live. So you can actually see how I'm doing it. And based on those live videos, I will actually create these short tutorials that I'm doing right now. But like I said, if you haven't watched this live session, and if you want to know more about this code, how this code was built, and how I built it from the start to finish, you make sure that you watch this live session. Great. And now let's move on to the main objective, which is to actually talk about many-to-many relationship and using Firebase. Okay, so before we start talking about many-to-many relationship in Firebase, I just want to tell you, I just want to explain you what is many-to-many relationship in general, and why should I use many-to-many relationship. And first of all, why I'm doing this video in general. There are a lot of people recently asking me about not in or in filtering inside Firebase. And the problem with Firebase right now with not in and in filtering is that you have a limitation. So you have a limitation of 10. I think they extended recently in the couple of months, and like 1 month ago or something like that. They extended, I think, 4 to 20 or 30. I'm not sure, but still 20 and 30. It's not enough if you actually have two rows sorry, two collections that you want to actually query, and you want to filter if not, and just see what would be the result and just get the query, right? So I can give you an example. There was a user who actually asked, what if I have something like and dislike, and I want to just filter all the users who has liked something and this dislike or dislike something, and filter with who is not, right? So you have like a collection and then another collection, and you have to filter it is not, for example, or is in this collection. For example, if it's like if it's in this collection, then output the result. But like I said, you have a limitation in Firebase. I was talking about this limitation over here. It is a video about how to overcome the infilter 10 element barrier or the 10 element limitation. But the approach that I'm using over here is that I'm actually querying the whole collection A and the whole collection B, and I'm actually getting the output of like I'm getting the output where they merge or where they combine or where they cross. But the problem with that is that it is actually filtering, it is actually querying the whole collection. So if you have like 10,000, 10,000 or 100 or 1 million documents inside your collection, that will actually make you pay a lot of money. And you can imagine that for every single user, you have to actually use that and query that, and that's like a lot of money. Let's imagine that every time a page is open, you have to pay $1 for this query, which is not a lot. But if you have 30 users, every time the page is open, you pay $30, and that's every day for every user, every time the page is open. And at the end of the month, you can have like $1,000 you have to pay. And people will say, why you're talking about, I'm talking about this video, but people will say actually, why you're talking about Firebase when we are going to talk about Supabase. Well, I'm talking about Firebase because you have to consider switching to Supabase if you want to have a big database, and if you want to have a lot of queries, a lot of reads, a lot of deletes, a lot of updates, a lot of edits. I will actually advise you to use Supabase, because Supabase currently it's free, and you can also host it in your own in your own server as well. It is Supabase is not NoSQL database; it's actual SQL database. And they're different. So the whole database are different. But maybe I can do a video about comparing the two of them. Probably it would be better. But what I'm trying to say is that if you're trying to do many-to-many relationship using Firebase, I will actually recommend, if you are doing a lot of many-to-many relationship or queries in Firebase, I will actually recommend you to switch to Supabase and use Supabase instead, because you can actually see right now how easy it is to use it in Supabase. So without further ado, let's switch. Let's move on to the actual tutorial. Okay, so the first thing that you have to do is actually go to settings, go to app settings, and then go to Supabase. Of course, fill your API URL, and then fill your anon key. And then when you're ready, you just click Get Schema and click OK. And you should get your tables over here. So I will actually argue that Supabase is even like more efficient to set up than Firebase. I think Supabase is just literally, it's like copy and pasting two fields and then just hitting this button. It's just that. It's not about it. You don't have to do anything else, and then you're connected. It's like amazing, and it's amazing that for me at least, it's easier than set it up. Set up Firebase. In Firebase, um, you have to set up who is authenticated, the email, and so forth and so forth. I'm talking about Firebase and Supabase a lot, but because I really like Supabase, people will say actually, but I think I was thinking you like thinking you like Firebase because you're using Firebase so much. No, actually, I like the one that it's the most efficient one, and I also watch a lot of Formula One, and I am actually a fan of Red Bull, but not from this season, from a lot of season back, or whatever. And I just want to say that Christian Horner from Red Bull, when he was asked which is his favorite driver, and he actually said the driver who is winning is my favorite driver. And in this case particular, I'll also say that the database that is winning is actually my favorite database. So in this particular case, Superbase is winning by a far a lot. So that's why I'm choosing. So if I want to set up quickly a database, that would be Superbase for sure, by far. So, like I said, those two fields get schema. So what about if you don't get any schema? So that's normal. That is because you haven't set up your uh, tables. So first of all, of course, go to superbase.com. Go to table. You have to have an organization first. Then you have to create a database. I will not go to details with that because I think it's self-explanatory, and there are a lot of tutorials about Superbase out there. And I think it's pretty easy just to set up an organization and then set up a database. In my case, that my database is called testing because it's only for testing purposes. And then I will create tables. So creating a table, of course, you can do it like that. Create a table, but I already have created three tables, and you can create the same tables as me, so we can actually test it that everything is working as it's supposed to. So first, the first table that I created is actually viewers, and the viewers table. Actually, I will edit the viewer table so I can show you what I have. So the name will be viewers, only lower cases. I'm only using lower cases for my uh, table names. And of course, you have a description. You can write a description. In my case, it's viewers that are viewing videos, not only YouTube, but some videos. And then enable row level security. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but let's leave that selected. This is important as well. And then real time database, I don't need this. I'm not talking about this in this video currently, so I will just make it disabled. In the future video, I will talk about this, but I'm not talking about this right now. Great. And then we have the ID, which is int8, and this is the type of the data, and this is the recommended one. It's auto. It should be auto fields, and it should be primary. And to be honest, this one is identifying and quickly assign a sequence unique number to the colon. This also should be checked because it will start from 1, for example, and then will continue from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on and so forth. And then it will actually keep the number. It will have a unique number every time, and this is different from Firebase. When Firebase is creating the long ID, this will actually start from 1. And to be honest, this is preferable for me. This is personal preferences, but for me, starting from 1 and then going to the whatever number you have, it's for me it's preferable because that's the way I will know roughly how many rows I have in my code. And in Superbase, they call the rows, not documents. And it's I think it's more structural to have it 1 and then 2, 4, and so on and so forth. I actually break this structure over here because I autofill them. I made a mistake. Actually, I autofill them, and I cannot change them because once you have the ID, you cannot actually change the ID. But just leave that. I will actually show you what I mean. And then the created that it's again it's auto filled over here. You don't have to do anything. It's already here. It should be already here. And then we have it's knowable. We can leave it like that. It's knowable because we have the default value will be now. So if you don't have any value for it, it will auto complete the today, date, and time. This is very important as if you don't give a created ad, it will actually create it automatically for you, which is great actually. And then we have the name. So the name, this is the one that I wrote. I just write name, and then the data type will be text, and then the default value will be empty string as a text. I'm just putting a default value because I don't like no values. So actually, I remove the no value over here, and I put it an empty string. So if I don't have anything, I don't want to be a no value. I want to be an empty string. So this is actually, as I said, my preferable way of working. I try to avoid as much no values as possible. So if you can do the same, I think it's beneficial in the end of the day, because if you have a no value, this can actually break your entire app. Okay, and then this is for viewers, and I have set up a few viewers, but I'll talk about those. I will talk about how to insert a new row in a second. And I just want to go to my second table, which is videos. So if I go to videos and click on edit table, again, the same settings. This one, it's called videos instead of viewers. This is the same, this is the same, this is the same, this is the same. And then the only difference is that the third column, it's called URL, and then we have varchar, and this will not be, again, will not be no. And then we have the title, and then we have varchar, and again, this not be no. I'm avoiding, like I said, having no values for the reason of I don't want my app to crash. And again, like I said, you can have an empty string like that, or something like that, in order to avoid the no. But I think if you leave it like that, it will be empty as well. Great. So I don't want to save actually my edits because I don't think I made any edits. And then the third one, and this is the most important one, it is actually the one table that will actually make the connection between the videos and the viewers. So what is the idea? The idea is that I have a bunch of videos and I want to actually display who viewed those videos. And this is the whole idea, like I said. I want to, in the end of the day, I want to have a video, and then I want to display who watched this video. And that's why I'm getting this connection between the tables. It's many-to-many connection, and that's why I have the name of the first table, and then I have underscore, and then videos is the second table. This is actually coming from, I learned this from Laravel, sorry about that. It's a PHP framework, and of course, this is their naming convention, but you can name it wherever you want. I just name it like that to be, for me, it's better when I name it like that because I know that this table is actually connected to this table. And to me, that means many to many relationship. And like I said, viewers watched videos. This is the connection, or videos being watched by the viewers. It's actually the same thing. And then this is the same, this is the same, and then the ID is the same, the created edit is the same. And then we have this interesting piece of stuff, which is view our ID. And then you click over this button over here, and then make sure, so this is, leave it like that, so make it public, and then select the table. So the table in my case will be viewers, and then what is the key that I want to, or what is the code that I want to connect it. I want to connect it with ID. And another important thing is that what is the action if a reference row is removed. This is very important as well. What do you want to do when this is removed? And there are a couple of options over here. I will not go to the options right now, but what I usually, 99% of the time, what I do is I do a cascade. What means cascade is that if, for example, a video is deleted, I want to delete also also the records that are inside this table, which means that if a video is deleted, I no longer will have the data for the videos for this particular video and who watched it. So the whole idea is that if the video is deleted, everything that is in this data, which is who watched this video, will be deleted as well. I use that strategy. If you want to use some other strategy, you can do it. But I use this strategy. And then for the video ID, you can click again this chain, and then again public. The table will be videos. It will be again the ID, and then again I'll use cascade. So if a viewer is deleted, in this case the first case it was if the viewer is deleted, then I want to delete all the videos that was being, or all the data. I'm not going to delete the videos, but I'm just going to delete the data that this viewer actually viewed videos for this particular viewer. And then for the video, I'll delete the data for the videos that are being viewed, wherever user viewed the video. I hope that makes sense to you. Great. So we're done with the databases. We're done with creating the databases. That was it. And let's while we're here, let's actually add some data. So I will actually go to insert row. Sorry, you can leave the ID blank. I didn't did that in the first place. That's why I have this random, not good looking value. But you can leave it. You can just leave it empty. And this will actually, it says here, it will automatically generate the ID for you. And then we can have something like YouTube, and then some video. I'll not put a video, I just put YouTube right now. And then the title will be my FlutterFlow tutorial. And then the created that you can leave it blank. If you leave it blank, it will actually create the current time and date. So if I save it right now, this is how I get a new row. And let's hope that the new row will show here, or I can actually click on the videos again. Maybe I have to refresh. Let's see. No, it's not still here. Okay, so I found the issue. The issue was that I'm filtering this current table by the ID, so that's why I was not seeing, I think, the whole table, which is exactly right now. I'm seeing the whole, not the whole table, the every row, and I'm seeing every row right now. That was the issue, actually. I was filtering, and it was in green. I was supposed to see that, but I didn't solve it. Okay, great. And now we can do the same thing for viewers. And I think it was actually filtering because I double click on it. And that's why I filter. I'm not sure why. Okay. And then we can click on viewers. We can add viewer, like the same thing. Just leave the ID blank. And then we can add another one and just click save over here. And again, this is not no. So you have to write the name over here. Great. And as you can see over here, the first number will be, the first ID will be always 1. It will start from 1 and then go 2, like you see over here, and so on and so forth. But like I said, those are just, you can just write your own ID, but I'll actually recommend you to not do that. And then the interesting part is coming over here. The interesting part is when the connection is when we're doing the connection. So leave that again empty, and now I can actually select a record. So if I select a record for the view, let's say that Kai actually watched video number with ID number one. And then I can specify when he watched this. And I can just leave it empty. That will be today, date and time. Click save. And now this is created. And that's it, actually. That's it. That's everything you need to do when creating the table and creating the rows. There is still actually one more thing, and that's the rules. And I'll actually talk about the rules now. So the rules are very important in Supabase as in Firebase as in every single platform that you're using. And I'll actually talk today. I'm going to talk only about viewing the records and make the table public. I'm going to only talk about this today, but in the future, I will try to do videos for the most common rules and how you can apply them and to use them. But like I said, today I'm going to talk about only for one rule particular, and this will be to enable those tables or the rows of inside the table to be viewed publicly. Because 99% this is what you want. So in order to do that, there is a couple of ways you can reach the settings, but I'm going to do it this way. Click on a table and then click on the RLS and then click on new policy. So when you click on new policy, there are two ways you can add a new policy. So you can either get started quickly or you can do full customization. So in our particular case, get started quickly is the way that I'm going to do it. The reason for that is that the rules are already made for me, so I don't have to write anything, and it's super easy just to use this template. Or you can actually do it the same thing. You can do it with a custom one. You can just write, let's say, public view or something like that, wherever you want to. And this is only for select. So you can actually choose. Do you want select is view, insert is add, update is update, delete is delete, and all is everything that you see over here. So select is view. I want only the select one. And I'll actually put anon here because I'm using anon as a rows of the rows, and I'm not sure if I have to be honest. But for more security reasons, I'll actually put that over here. And then the only thing that you have to write over here is true. That means that when selected, everyone from this group will actually have access to this row, to this table actually. And this is actually the policy that is being created automatically for me. And I'll actually click save. And now the policy should be saved. And then I have one over here, which I already created, which is the same thing, to be honest. And then I have this one, which is the same thing. So I can actually delete the one that I just created because I have already created that one. So let me show you again. This is the policy. Enable read access for all users, anon, and then true. And then it doesn't really matter if you're using lower cases or upper cases. I actually use upper cases because I know for SQL database you have to use upper cases. I don't know why here it's lower cases, but both should work. So both should be okay. Great. And then if I go back to the table, make sure to actually do this for all your tables. Make sure to do this for all your tables, or otherwise you will not have read access to them. So you have this, I have this public read, which is this one. And probably there's a better way to do that, but this is how I done it. So click again here, enable read access for all users. And I see that I didn't use the same one for viewers. So actually change that. You can actually see it. That is the same logic, but I will actually delete this one, create a new policy, and then make it a quick one and enable read access for all users, and just confirm and say review and then save. Great. So it should be the same thing. Like I have the same rules and the same name for all my three tables right now. Great. And now we are actually ready to move to Firebase, sorry, not Firebase, to move to FlutterFlow to actually show you how you can set up your project. Okay, so we are in FlutterFlow right now. And the first thing that I recommend you to do actually is to make, so first of all, if you haven't done already, make sure to go again to Supabase, make sure to click Get Schema, make sure to say OK, and make sure that you have all the fields, all the tables, and all the fields that you have already created. Just this is the first thing that you have to do. And then go to your homepage, and I'll actually do on my scaffold for debugging purposes. I'll actually have I'll have a query which is Supabase query, and I'll query the viewers. And this will be a list of rows, and then I'll actually use a list view. You can also do it in the list view. To be honest, I can actually copy this and then put it in the list view. Probably it's better to put it in the list view. No, actually, I didn't put it in the list. Now I remember why I didn't put it in the list view. Because I'm actually using it over here, many-to-many relationship. I think I'm using it over there. I'm not sure. Let me just see that. No, I'm not actually. Okay, so let me. Okay, so let me move that quickly over here. So let me confirm that. Create, and then I can actually use in the text. I can actually use from this viewers row. I can use the name, and then I can delete this one right now. So this is how you do it. I just show you. You can have a list view. Then the query, it's very simple query. Just select through two drop downs, Supabase query and then viewers, and then just select the field that you want to, or the column that you want to show. In my case, is the name one, and then get the row field and name. Great, and then test it if this is working. This should work. At least for me, it's working. So if I go back to my project, you can actually see that this is currently working. All the names are over here. Okay, great. Okay, so let's talk about how to set up many-to-many relationships using Supabase. So it's not that hard actually. The only three things that you have to do is you have to have three queries, and then they are not that hard. So the first thing is that I will have a column over here, and this column will actually query my many-to-many relationship database, which is viewers underscore videos, and I'll get a list of rows. So that will actually give me every single row inside this table. And of course, you can limit it if you want to just get some amount of rows. But in my particular case, because I don't have so many rows, I actually want to list every single row out there. And then I'll actually have two containers, and the only reason for those two containers will be to grab the data. So the first thing that I want to grab is the video title from the video table, and the second thing will be the viewers from the name of the viewer from the viewer table. And And I just saw that I made a mistake. Sorry, just I want to fix that real quickly. I think it's a view. I don't know why I can't spell that. Okay, so after that, here I'm querying the viewers, and I'm querying only a single row because I'm querying inside uh, the results of the many-to-many relationship table, and I'm only querying a single row, and the filter will be the ID and then equal to, and then this will actually come from the column, and this will come get the row field, and this will be the viewer ID. And then if the viewer ID are the same or are correct, then get me this viewer row. And this is for the viewers, and it's the same actually for the video. So I get a query, and I'm querying the videos. It's a single row. Again, filtering by ID equal to, and then the value again will coming from the column, and then get row field, and the field that I want to get is video ID. Great. And then I'll actually have a row, which I don't think I need a row, to be honest. I put that row before I have, so let's replace it, and I don't think I need a row. Exactly. So just delete this row, I don't need it. And then I have a text combination. And then I have the video title, and then I have the actual title, which is coming actually from videos. It's not coming from videos viewers because or viewers videos because we don't have the data there, right? We have only the IDs. That's why it's not coming from there. It's coming from videos row, and from the videos row from the container, and I can get the title, or I can get any information that I want. I can get the URL, wherever I want to. And then I have the viewer name, and the viewer name again, it's coming from the container, which is querying the viewers table. And then I'm getting the name. But of course, I can get the ID or wherever I want to. Great. And that's about it, actually. That's about it. That's everything you need to know how to set up many-to-many relationship and how to query database with many-to-many relationship. And let's see how you can, let's see the final result. Okay, so let's switch now to the test mode. This is my test mode. I'm displaying this. I'm here only displaying the names just to see that I have access to the database, to the table. And then if I click many-to-many relationships, I will go to this page, and now it's queried, and it's finished, and it's done. And I have the video title FF demo viewed by the JP. It's this one. It's not. I didn't fix that. I mean, I have to instantly reload it to see the different the changes with the spelling. And then it's viewed by JP, and then the video title FF tutorial 1 is viewed by Kai, and video title my FF tutorial viewed by Kai as well. So let's check that actually. Let's switch to Supabase while I'm instantly reloading it. I have 3 indeed, and the first viewer is JP, as you can see it over here. And if I click on this arrow, you can actually see it's FF demo. If you remember, that was what was showing. And then I have Kai, if you remember, and then I have here I have it FF tutorial 1, and then I have Kai again, and this one was my FlutterFlow tutorial. And let's add one more. And let's add it. The viewer will be Mitko, and the video will be FF demo, for example. Let's click save. Now we'll have 4. Let's wait a little bit. Okay, great. And then let's switch back to the test mode. And the test mode is currently loading. And now the test mode loaded. And if I click many-to-many relationship, indeed we see 4 results. and we see that FF demo is viewed by Mitko. So if I switch back again, this one, the last one, as you can see, it's Mitko, and then it was FF demo, right? So yes, it is FF demo. So this is how you set up, like I said, many-to-many relationship in Supabase. Arguably, if you ask me, I think Supabase is much easier first to set up than to actually use many-to-many relationship, and it's actually cheaper. So I hope you find this tutorial useful, and let me know actually in the comments below, and also like this video if you want to see more Supabase tutorials in the future. So thank you very much. And before you go, I just want to let you know that I set up a Discord channel, which will be for my 3,000 subscribers. So thank you very much for everyone who subscribed to the channel. The Discord channel will be officially announced when I reach the 3,000 subscribers. Uh, it is well structured. It will be well structured with the general tab, which you can see the info, the news. And we will have also click to talk, so you can actually talk to other members of the channel. And we have the YouTube videos as well, where you can see all the YouTube videos. You can also have, if you want to, if you want to request a video, you can go to video requests, and then we have the paid members from YouTube, which they have a separate channel where they can talk. I also have from the mentoring sessions, we have the paid members. And then it's structured by backend, FlutterFlow API calls, Supabase, SQLite, and then you have the design where you can ask design questions. We have the custom code, which is code expressions, custom functions, custom widgets, custom actions, and FlutterFlow source code. We can talk about the FlutterFlow source code as well, and we have integrations as well, pub dev packages, platforms, if you want to integrate different platforms. We have the general integrations, and then we have, you don't see it from my face, but we have also the settings. We have the dynamic links, we have the push notifications, we have the app settings, we have the Android deployment, we have the iOS deployment, and we have the web deployment. And the last thing that we have is actually we have the languages, and we have other languages. So we have like Swedish, for example, Spanish, Portuguese, and all other languages that people from those countries or those languages can talk in their own language. So yeah, like I said, thank you very much for all the subscribers. And before you go, I just want to say that the paid membership for YouTube is now open. So you can be a paid member to my YouTube channel, which means a lot. And thank you very much for all the people who are right now paid members to the channel.